this is where if you're the director of football, you need to appoint accordingly to how you want your club to play. We've appointed by names with all three, even down to
Yeah.
Solskjaer. That was
Yeah.
a name appointment
Yeah.
because his CV doesn't merit managing the biggest club in the world. And
Mm.
look, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was my first favorite player. You know when you have your first favorite player in football?
Mm.
OGS was mine. I used to have his number when I was younger. I would have his number on my kit. Even my first email address had his name in it, something like that.
Rotted.
That's why I said Ollie was my favorite. Honestly, my first email address was Ruud van Ollie at yahoo.co.uk.
Kojo, what's your thoughts on that side of it? And also the players that we've now brought in, can Ollie then get the best out of those players like a Cavani?
Honestly, right now I feel like we need Jesus, man.
Yeah.
You know
and he's
what?
not talking about the City striker either.
No, really not. You know what's there.
Like I said, everyone's just been in my mentions, just absolutely grilling me out when I cuss Luke Shaw, thinking of there's some sort of agenda. But 7 assists in 7 years, none last season.
Wait,
7 years? No, that can't be correct.
Wait.
That can't be
What?
correct.
Check it.
We paid 30 million for 1 assist a season.
7 assists, 7 years, and he got none last season. None.
And welcome everybody. I'm back here with something different. Today, we're going to run a Manchester United show. And I'm delighted to have 3 guests with me who are feeling the pain as much as me. And we're just going to discuss today Man United's window and our club and where we go from here, man. So can you please all introduce yourselves? Robert, if I start with you, please.
Yeah, my name is Robert Bruce, radio presenter at Capital XTRA. I do the evening show there, Monday to Thursday, 7 till 10, and the homegrown show on the weekend. And if you've seen from online, you know I'm a Man United fan, and I've got some issues right now. So I'm very happy to be here, man.
Wicked. Daniel, you next, please.
Daniel, a goon. Normally in the daytime I coach, but other than that, I'm just on Twitter. I'm on the YouTube, Daniel Lagoon playing football. Yeah, United. Yeah, let's just get into this, man.
All right, wicked. And last but not least, Kojo, please introduce yourself, my man.
Hi, I'm Kojo. I'm a football coach as well, and I host a podcast for Midfield alongside Footy Says as well. And yeah, I'm a United fan, obviously, so I'm here to feel the pain with everyone else.
Wicked. And as always, I'll have their links to their pages, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube's, everything in the description. Please, everyone watching this, go and follow them. They're great people. And I'm honored, guys. Thank you very much for appearing on my show, man. Truly honored. Thank you. Anyway, let's jump into this as well. If you are new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell and like and share the video. You're probably just going to like what we've got to say, not like the topic at hand. Manchester United Football Club is in the toilet. And boy, it's hard. It's hard for me personally because I'm always fighting people that are knocking my club because that's what you do. You defend, innit? Right now, I'm just at the point where I'm like, I can't defend anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm accepting defeat and it's a bad state of affair. Robert, what do you think has happened with our transfer window? Considering we all knew what we needed. Everybody knows we don't run the football club. We're just fans. We know what we need. What has happened with our window, man?
I think our window is a clear statement of intent of where our owners want our ambition of the club to be at. Because coming off the back of where we finished, obviously, Solskjaer's come in, whether you like him or not, he's changed the atmosphere around the club. Like, I wouldn't say the football's got any better, but it's definitely, I don't even know if we progressed. I would say the atmosphere's changed. And the main thing, we secured that top 4 place. Barely. We crawled to the end of the season, you know. It was like the car was breaking down and we just managed to get over the line, you know. I hear people say like 3 semi-finals, top 4, but none of them semi-finals got converted into finals. Do you know what I mean? So we did well, but there's lots of room for improvement. So here is where you invest. Like any business, you invest or you change management in it. If you want to see different results, you have to do one of the two. And it looks like the investment hasn't come. Now, obviously, we're going to talk about the players that have come in and come out as well. But that investment, that kick up that we need, we're going into Champions League football as well this year. Don't forget, it's not Europa no more. So it's like, what is the statement of intent? If we base it on our transfer window compared to those in and around us, teams that have won the league and are strengthening with world-class players, teams that have finished below us, and they're bringing in multiple top quality players as well. If you look based on the transfer window and statement of intent, I don't know where we can place United.
Yeah, that's a great point you make, because I was just speaking to someone early on today and he was like, how can this business model and incompetence continue? And I said, it continues because the football club is still very profitable. Do you know what I'm saying? It still makes money. So that's why this business model can continue. If they were losing money to the point where they needed to change things, that's what they would do. Hence the reason if we fall outside the top 4, no Champions League, generally we then see a bit of injection. Kojo, what is your thoughts on the transfer window and where we're going with all this madness?
This is to coin not Ferguson, use Mourinho football heritage. This is the heritage of the Glazers and Woodward since 2013 established. You know what I'm saying? Every transfer window since they've come in has been a mess. So anyone that's expecting this to be kind of smooth sailing was in for one hell of a treat. This transfer window has been an absolute disgrace. Don't get me wrong. The players that we brought, it is,
bro. Say it how it is.
The players that we brought in, I'm not even like upset that these players have come in, because they're actually players that I do like. I'm not even gonna front about that. But they weren't the targets that we intended it for in the first place, which means it's still a failure. And because you got them in on the last day, that makes you think, were you negotiating all this time and then leaving them in the pipelines, or have you just said, you know what? Well, you know, we're going to get Reguilon, so we're going to get Telles, and we're going to get this guy, so we're going to get Pelestri. Like, what was the thought process behind it? You know what I'm saying? We can't trust anything. But like I said, this is football heritage. 2013, we went for Kroos, Bale, Thiago, Ronaldo. We came out with Fellaini. That's the day I knew, it's peak. Like, you have to understand, that's when I knew it was peak. Like,
but you know what though, Kojo? At least at that point, you could say that we've got David Moyes in charge. So, and we just lost Fergie. So maybe that was the reason why that happened with just Fellaini. But since then,
well, yeah, that's true. You can say that, and the David Moyes appointment still hurts me to this day, because that was so shocking. But yeah, we've brought in the better caliber of managers, especially winners. Van Gaal was a winner in his previous, and Mourinho. But my problem is, throughout each managerial appointment, they don't have the same philosophies. Each philosophy changed, which means you're going to bring through a different caliber of player for each manager. And then when you try and mesh a team together, it ain't going to work. So now you got Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He told you where is Sancho. You pretty much messed that up in the transfer window. So you've come out with 2 young players, one that's not even coming yet. You're giving them a Happy New Year present. That's what you're doing. So, you know, it's all messy, man. And this is why I can't trust them to do anything right in any transfer window. So I don't know where we go from next from here, to be honest.
I hear that. Daniel, at the beginning of the window, what would you have said were your targets? What would you have said that we needed to strengthen?
At the start of the window, boy, at the start of the window, we came third. We got Champions League football. I genuinely thought, okay, well, like we said before, I'm not really Ollie's biggest fan, but I'm someone where if they do their job, I can't really complain. He got us to third place. He called over the line, got Champions League football. So I just assumed in that moment, the likes of Pogba are going to see that United's going in the right direction. We got Champions League football, so we'll probably end up attracting better players. I generally thought we would kick on from this. Obviously, the noise around Jadon Sancho. Boy, I don't know how this board have managed to fail that. They couldn't even get an alternative, which is mad. I know we got Traore, but I'm hearing he's not signing. He's not going to come till January, so I couldn't care less about that right now. he might be good in the future, but we need man now. Daniel James is still on our right hand side, so I thought we'd get a midfielder, which we did in Van der Beek. I thought it would be either him or Grealish, so fair play to that. Yes. No, I haven't. Sorry. No, I haven't.
See what Man United is doing to people, boy.
But yeah, I genuinely thought we'd get a midfielder. So again, fair play. But even that, I'm not giving no credit to the board for that. That was Van der Sar, because look how quickly that deal got done just because they had an effective DOF, which we don't have. I thought we'd try and get a centre-back. I heard noise about Upamecano earlier in the window. Nothing happened there. We're still trying to play with Maguire, Lindelof, Bailey, and it just doesn't seem to work. I wanted a left back, but I thought a left back would be kind of like secondary to the priorities that we needed.
Of course.
A right winger and a centre back. So, and backup striker with a guard who's staying till January. I assumed that we would just wait till January to get that done, and then a left back will probably get that done in January. So, I'm happy with the left back. I'll be honest. Cavani, obviously we'll get into it later, but it's not what I expected. It's just underwhelming, if I'm being honest. It's compared to where we were at the end of last season when we got third place in Champions League football to where we are now. It ain't good. And I think Robert alluded to it earlier. It's not like we're in Europa League where you can play your best 11 and then play a backup team. We're in the Champions League against, and you saw our group. It's a tough group. We're going to have to play our best team back to back. So we needed quality squad depth, and I just don't think we've done that.
I hear you, man. And for me, this is where we are as a football club. I was excited when we got third, and I was one of the people that thought us prioritizing the league over the semi-final against Chelsea. I didn't have a problem with it, if I'm honest, because I thought securing top 4 is the most important thing for us right now. Because for me, you get top 4, you get Champions League football. Jadon Sancho walks into our football club, and we also strengthen in the other areas. We get a good centre back, we get a DM, we get a backup striker. We do all of this thing because we're in Champions League now. There's no Europa. You don't have to have Manchester United as the pool of the club. We got Champions League football to offer, as well as the big wages, as well as the Manchester United name. And then we come into this window, and it's just, what? Are you being serious? You can't tell me you're negotiating.
Like, I feel we've had the worst window in the Premier League. Potentially.
Honestly.
We have.
Maybe minus Fulham. Trust me. Do you know what I mean? And the thing that is just so evident, City and Liverpool are so far ahead of us, yet they've even strengthened even more. You know what I mean? City and Liverpool, they're so far ahead of everyone. You know what I mean? So they could have really relaxed this season and then come and strengthen again next year. But it just shows United's lack of ambition. They've reduced our ambition from 2013, bit by bit, slowly but surely. And it's just not working, man. And what you said about the philosophies is so true. This is where if you had a director of football, you need to appoint accordingly to how you want your club to play. We've appointed by names with all three, even down to Solskjaer. That was a name appointment because his CV doesn't merit managing the biggest club in the world. And look, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was my first favorite player. You know when you have your first favorite player in football? OGS was mine. I used to have his number when I was younger. I would have his number on my kit. Even my first email address had his name in it. Something like that. That's what I said. Ole was my favorite. My first email address was Ruud van Ole. So I have nothing against the man, but guys, you guys all work. You won't get your job if you're not qualified for your job. You know what I mean? You will not get your job if you're not qualified for your job. Who's going to hire you? No one's going to give you business. But Man United, one of the biggest clubs in the world, the whole thing's just a mess. I think it starts with a sporting director that can give some sort of vision. Like the club is appointing managers and the managers are bringing their vision, but the club ain't got no vision themselves, you know? So they come into the meeting and they're all twiddling their thumbs like, oh, should I start? Do you want to start? What do you say?
Yeah.
You know?
But this is another reason why I'm proper like in the gutter right now, because I'm seeing the cycle play out again. The cycle we saw with Jose, the cycle we saw with LVG. I'm just seeing it play out again, man. Like Kojo, where do we see? Obviously, I'm not sure what your feelings are on Ollie actually, but I'm not his biggest fan. But not purely because just purely because I don't think he's good enough. I don't think he's got the CV. He's going to take us to winning the title, which is where we need to get to. But he's not being supported correctly. What are your thoughts on the board supporting him? How much Ollie is to blame in all of this?
Where I feel like Ole is culpable is when he goes into press conferences and open his mouth and says stuff like, we've got good people in the boardroom. They back me. That's when, because I try to be patient with managers. See, if we go through, I didn't want Moyes. I was unsure about LVG. I'll be very honest. I wanted to use Mourinho just because at that point I was desperate for trophies.
Desperate for trophies.
Same.
I didn't care anymore. And then Solskjaer, I try to be cool because I know everyone refers back to Cardiff, even though I keep saying time and time again, that season, they went through red and blue like their Goku turning Super Saiyan, that kind of stuff. They were just messing about. So I kind of cut him slack for that one because they were going down regardless of who the manager was. But at Mulder, he did well, won the league title there, got them far in the Europa League. So in that sense, I can say, all right, for a club of that level to be doing so well in Europe with the kind of players he had, maybe he has a bit of sank about him, but let's see. But bit by bit, after that 11-game winning run, and then it started going south here. After that, bit by bit, he started doing things that kept on jarring me time and time again. And the final straw for me was that game against Tottenham, not because of the scoreline, because I actually predict that we'd get a battering.
Did you?
Yeah, I said to Tottenham Tobes, the guy that's from Tapping Football, I said to him, if we win, it's only going to be scraping it. But otherwise than that, I see you slapping us. I told him straight up.
Yeah.
And what annoyed me was you took off Bruno Fernandes and Matic, and I've always questioned his in-game management. You're 4-1 down. I don't care if you're losing like that. You need to make the scoreline more respectable. If you can't do a comeback. And you bring on Fred and McTominay. And
you're thinking like, damage limitation. Nah, get out,
you know what, bro? Your time is up. I don't care anymore. Get the hell out of here. The time's done. And with the board haven't backed Man United in the most crucial moments. And I feel like every time we get into Champions League football, that's when they start getting a bit iffy in the transfer market. And they're like, I don't know. Because Mourinho got you second place. And then suddenly it was, you don't need Alderweireld. He wanted Maguire when it was at 5 million. We don't need Maguire, but he bought for 8 million the year after. It's not logical. There's no logical thinking to what they do in the transfer market. So I don't feel like they've backed Ole properly because we know who his targets were. We know who he wanted. One's at Tottenham, one's still in Germany. So, and to be honest, Van der Beek's only here because Real Madrid couldn't pay because of coronavirus. So really and truly, who have he actually brought in for him who he actually wanted in the first place? I don't know. So, no, he hasn't been backed, but then he produces stinkers. So as far as I'm concerned, he can go as well.
Yeah. Daniel, what is your thoughts on, because you know what, I was listening to Shoot the Defense, big up to Shoot the Defense, and still you know, me appearing on there has actually got me to meet Kojo, so big up to that. But somebody on there was talking about Ollie, and you know, a lot of when you're the manager in it, you get the stick, and for me, I think is justified. When your team does well, you're the one that gets all the praise, and then when your team does badly, you have to hold the coin. But also, his supporting cast should be held into question as well. Phelan, Carrick,
McKenna.
What are your thoughts on that team as a whole, Daniel? Because it don't seem to be doing anything right now.
It's rubbish right now. I'll be real, because it just seems like from the likes of Carrick, McKenna, and Phelan, they seem to persist with us playing out the back. It doesn't work. We haven't got the fullbacks that bomb on. Luke Shaw gets to the halfway line and then thinks, you know what, no, I'm a bit tired. Let me just stay here and just pass to McTominay or someone like that. Wan-Bissaka, it's mad to me. The guy was a winger in his early days at Palace, yet looks nothing like a winger. If you had told me he was a centre back and he got thrown out to right back, I might have believed that because his feet on the ball aren't the best. But honestly, the coaching stuff, I'm not convinced, man. It's like my guy just said there. Like, it's half time. You're getting battered. Why are you thinking, you know what? Let's just go further and further back, and then you just invite more pressure that way. And I was more annoyed because yes, it was Martial got sent off, but normally when it's your centre back or your midfielder that gets sent off, you sub your strike, you sub one of your attacking players to get the shape back. Our shape was already there. We had the 4 centre backs, we had the 4 midfielders, and he's just setting up to say, you know what, cool, we've lost today. Let's just try and stop the goal difference. What kind of mentality is that as a Man United manager? Not my manager, that man. Get out, fam.
The guy put Pogba left wing, you know. Big man. Like,
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
Hold on. What the heck is going on here?
What are you saying, Robert, about the coaching staff? Because Carrick is somebody that's literally just learning on the job, as well as Ollie, basically. And you've got Phelan, who's an old cat, and McKenna, who's the youth team coach. So what do you think of that makeup when you look at the likes of what other teams have?
I was saying our coaching setup, they're all on work experience. This is the best work placement that you can possibly land. You know, when you the career advisor and your mum and dad are friends or something, so they've lined you up one nice sweet work placement. This is what the coaching staff's on at the moment. And to be honest, like, I can't even blame them. They just landed in there, and the Glazers have got people that are, they're not going to go against you no more. Like, they're not going to be speaking up against the management because they're also happy to be here. But then on the flip side, you know why this works in our benefit? Because as a fan base, we can't really turn on the coaching staff, if that makes sense. Like, as much as we can say we want the coaching staff out, they're not where our anger is. Our anger's all going towards the top. Whereas before, like, you could be angry at Mourinho, you can be angry at LVG because they all have this aura, this ego, like they are above everything else. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, good point.
Ollie is a servant of the club, so it's going to get to a point that you can be angry with his playing style, but him as a person you can't be mad with, and the coaching staff, and they get appointed by someone. They've got a boss, so whoever's making those decisions, that's where you got to point the frustration at. But obviously, it's very hard to take down an organization from that sort of level. And one thing I do say is, another coaching staff and another manager will get more out of the players than what Ollie's getting out of them. And you know what? I'm trying not to be too much in the moment. Like, I'm trying to think back to the good moments where we played. So we've had that initial bounce, that 11 game run when he first came in.
Something like that, yeah.
That's because he basically told the boys, you know what? Go express yourself. All the pressure got taken off of the players through like social media and the press, because you can sort of vent that at Mourinho, so you can hide behind that. Pressure's off the players, go and express yourself. But since that go and express yourself, I don't know what the coaching tactic has been since. You know, what has been after they go and have fun, I want you to play with a smile on your face. I don't know what he's actually told them to do after that. And you know what? He's invested in the defense. 130 M's in the defense, yeah. Let that sink in. And we were defending at 6s and 7s over the weekend. You know, I've been crying for Eric Bailly. I've been crying for him, but it just shows there's no organization in training. You know,
it's true, man.
There's no because that can't happen. That actually can't happen. That is the sort of thing, you know, when you're playing Sunday League, it's wet and the mud, you can't even get your foot out of the mud, and you're just trying to scrape catch the ball. That. This is the defending we was doing at Old Trafford, Premier League. Harry Maguire's doing WWE on Luke Shaw. Like, it's so shockingly bad. But then what was happening when we weren't conceding goals? Like, why has it gone this bad? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying not to be too much in the moment, but at the same time, something's got to give. We look so static going forward. Again, when something new comes in, Bruno Fernandes comes in, the other teams, they don't really know what to do. Yeah, you get the bounce. They don't know what to do with him, how to play him. He's had 6 months now. There's had a little bit of a break. Teams can assess properly. He's out of the game. He's popping up left wing more time. He's popping up left wing. You're putting Pogba to play defensive mid, where he's more of a... Trust me, he's more of a flair player. So Pogba's doing flary up in the defensive mid, and he's losing the ball because he shouldn't be there. You know, he shouldn't be there. So it's just weird that, can't they see it, or do they see something in training that we don't get to see? Maybe this is actually the best that they can do. They know if I change it anywhere else, it's even more peak than this. You know.
Well,
Oh,
this is it. Is because us as fans, I can see certain things. So this playing out from the back business is, for
Yeah.
me, highlights why we're coached badly, in my opinion. Because when you see us play out from the back, they do not know what they're doing. They're all looking around like, my daughter will be in a play, and then you can see some kids that don't know their lines, and they'll look at their friends and that's what everybody seems to be doing at the back. They're looking at the next person for inspiration. What do I do now? What do I do now? And that's why you then get the mistake, like when Bayi's playing the ball out there when he shouldn't be. And we do this all of the time. When you watch a Leeds play out from the back, totally different
structure.
gravy. And then you start to think, you know what? This team's coached by a proper coach. We're coached by Ollie. And that's when you then start to tie things in together. Kojo, what's your thoughts on that side of it? And also the players that we've now brought in, can Ollie then get the best out of those players, like a Cavani?
Honestly, right now I feel like we need Jesus, man.
Yeah.
You
And
know
he's
what?
not talking about the City striker either.
really not. You know what's there. You know what it is the playing style is what you're saying about playing from the back makes so much sense to me, because I feel like we got a caliber of players on the bench that can do more. Like, and it's only two, by the way. It's not like the rest of them, because I ain't gonna talk about Fred and them man there. It's only two players, and the only two players that I feel like can actually play sort of like a link-up style. One that you just brought in Van der Beek, and the other one is Mata, but he's old.
Yeah.
But when Mata, the few times he's played with Bruno Fernandes, you've seen Bruno Fernandes, because the link-up's beautiful, because we always complain, United fans, and I think rightly so, because he does give the ball away quite a lot. We complain about his misplaced passes, but in my head, I'm like, he's playing passes into areas where you want your players to be to create chances. This is the whole point. So he's getting blamed for that. And then more often than not, he's starting to make the runs that you want Martial to make. So then why is Martial dropping so back deep or going to the left and then crowding with Rashford? And then Bruno is now the central man. So you want someone from the right side to try and do something. Green was not a link-up player. He's a striker. He always has been. So he's going to try and take on players and try and shoot, but he's not going to have that intelligence to make the moves that Mata does. And that's where you wish he was younger and quicker, because then you can put him on that side. He can do his thing. So that's where you go to Ole. You say, Ole, are you going to stick playing with 4-3-3? Are you going to try and change it up? Are you going to try and play three at the back and maybe try and link up? He doesn't have any sort of imagination. So then when I think about the coaching stuff, in my head, I'm like, well, to be honest, when Mike Phelan came in for Man United, I don't remember what the hell he did besides Ferguson. To be honest, I don't know what he was there for. And also, my boy sent an article to me from the Athletic. You know when we were linked with the Longstaff brothers?
Yeah.
They were linked with his agency or something. So that means he was trying to get his boys into United. I don't know. Like, it's just very weird. It's very weird. So I'm like, okay. First of all, that means you don't know a thing about football. And then I'm sure when Longstaff number 2 scored against us, when they beat us, you were like, well, that's why you should sign this guy.
I told you.
Yeah, that's the guy right there.
It was a networking thing.
Yeah,
the network.
The network meet.
So the thing about the new signings is, I think the reason why Ole might get away with it, because I do feel we'll start to get results. I think the reason he'll get away with it is because someone like Cavani doesn't need to be coached. His IQ of the game is really high. His movement on the pitch is fantastic. That's why he gets loads of goals. Like, he's just a goal scorer. He's a gunman. Alex Telles has been whipping balls in for what's it called? Porto. Like, he's whipping excursion. He's just doing his thing, whipping balls in for fun, getting crazy assists. He gets goals from the penalty spot, which is a dream for him because he's coming to penalty United. You know, all these guys will fit in, and Van der Beek's link-up play is very good. So he will get away with some results and he will stay in his job. I don't think he should, but this is what I feel like is going to happen. So I feel like the result of them doing well won't be because of him. Sadly, I feel like it'll be in spite of him.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's that. And by the way, I remember Daniel said something about Pogba. Has Pogba signed his new contract yet?
No.
He hasn't, and I wouldn't if I was him.
No, he hasn't.
I wouldn't if I was him.
Why would you?
Imagine, yeah, we lost this guy for free. Imagine we signed him for 90 minutes, use him on a free transfer again. I'm done, you know. I'm gone.
Yeah.
I think he's got 2 years left on it, but
they done the extension thing, didn't they? Didn't they trigger the extension?
I think this is his last season. I think
Done.
it should be his last season.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm saying, boys. You get Champions League top 4, you bring in Donny van der Beek. I'm thinking, you know what? Pogba's probably there must be something going on in the background because Pogba's gonna sign a new deal now. Donny van der Beek's coming. Why has he even come? I'm thinking they must be telling him about Sancho's gonna come in, and then and I'm thinking, yeah, this is where. But then it's just not happened, boy. Like, and then what about Tellez, Daniel? What do you think that he can offer? Because obviously we know Luke Shaw is poor offensively, and if we're real, he's poor defensively as well. His positional play is shocking. What can Alex Tellez offer us going forward now?
I'll be real. That's probably out of all the signings, the one I'm probably the most happy with because it's like I said, everyone's just been in my mentions, just absolutely grilling me out when I cuss Luke Shaw, figured out there's some sort of agenda. But 7 assists in 7 years, none last season.
Wait, 7 years? No, that can't be correct. That can't be correct.
Check it.
We paid 30 million for 1 assist a season.
7 assists, 7 years, and he got none last season. None.
He scored last season. I don't remember him getting an assist.
In the league, 7 assists, 7 years.
Yeah.
In the Premier League.
Wait, I'm going to check up on this, people. We're going to see if Daniel is. If it's an agenda from Daniel, we're going to check. We're going to check.
Hey.
No one's having it. No one's having that one.
You see what I'm saying? And then when I bring up, they're like, no, you're chatting rubbish. And then they say that,
oh my God.
Have a look.
Keep talking, Daniel, while we check. So Tellez.
Yeah, even that's just his offensive game. So already Tellez is just a massive upgrade. From the clips I've seen, the guy likes to whip in across. He likes to get forward. He likes to take on his man. Whereas Luke, that's probably the one thing for me that annoys me so much about Luke Shaw. He's got the pace and he's got the power to try and take people on down the line. And
Daniel, sorry, but you're so right. This is crazy.
No. I've seen he got 4 assists in the 2018-19 season.
Premier League only. I'm talking about.
Bro, yeah.
If you go through his whole Premier League career, he's only got 9 assists in general.
5. I'm on 5.
Hold on.
I'm on 6.
Yeah, I'm seeing 7. I'm seeing 7 still. I'm seeing 7.
You know what? I actually see 6 in the Premier League, boy. Wow. Mad thing.
Yeah, but already that's the thing with Luke Shaw for me. Like I've seen him when he gets into sprints. He's quick. He can run. Obviously, he's a bit on the heavy side, but you know what? Use that to your advantage. Powerful guy. Go down the outside and get these crosses in. But he doesn't even want to do that. It's like he sees Bruno or someone like Pogba will get the ball in the middle of the pitch and they can see like I want to go and play that ball on the outside channel. If you look at our goal against Brighton, where it was Bruno that ends up playing that through ball for Rashford to end up doing his magic, Luke Shaw ain't making that running behind. He's thinking, no. I want to play the rest of the 45 minutes. I don't want to gas out too early.
I think it's after his injury though. But I don't know. I can't remember You know what? Did he broke his leg or something? He had a big injury.
Yeah.
I thought after that injury,
lower leg. Yeah.
Psychologically, he's not on it. Like he's not on powering through for someone to clamp him and stuff.
Yeah. As much as everybody gets onto Wan-Bissaka offensively, he's got 4 assists last year, boy. You know what I mean? He's already duppied up, more than 50% of Luke Shaw's. That is mad. That's mad.
That's not enough either. It's not enough.
Not enough either. No. But the thing is,
we're not happy with that.
Exactly. But the thing is, Rob, don't you think, me personally, like Kojo was talking about the way we play in the passage of play, yeah, that you've got Martial that drops deep, that goes out to the left. Because people always say, why is he not in the box? Why is he not in the box? Me personally, like you lot are coaches, yeah. If somebody's not in the box and you want them to be in the box, first game, okay, it may run. Second game, you're getting a third. By the third game, surely man knows that he needs to be in the box. So the point I'm making is when I see these passages of play, him coming deep, doing all of this, that is because he's allowed to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's not because he's not being told to stay in the box and he's not doing that work. And it's the same with Wan-Bissaka and the way Luke Shaw in our fullbacks even play. When they don't try and take on the fullbacks, they don't try and hit the byline. We've got even wide players like Daniel James. When he plays, he doesn't hug the touchline. Why not? It's just the way that our team plays, I reckon. And this is why I fear for Cavani personally. I know Kojo said
Where
that
would these chances come
he's a
from?
gunman and all of that. But what do you think what he's going to do, Rob, in this team, in a team that doesn't create chances?
Cavani right now, do you know what it's going to be? It's going to be long ball. That's our next tactic. Our next tactic is going to be long ball to Cavani.
2.0.
Knock it down for Rashford. Rashford running it. Ollie's going to say, Cavani, drop, long ball. That's what Ollie's going to be doing from the touchline. Long ball. That's what he's going to be doing for Cavani.
I just saw him do it.
Trust me, because he's not starting. I don't think he's starting up top with Martial either, because we're not going to 4-4-2 unless we do that 3-5.
3-5-2
What is it?
business.
Yeah. Unless we do that one, and I don't know when that's gonna happen, unless Rashford comes to now start playing wing back or something, you know. Because at 1 minute we're pressing teams from the front, high press, high intensity, quick. Next minute it's Cavani. Cavani's gonna be running like Giroud. It's not gonna work like that. And on top of that, Cavani ain't played football in time. You know. I don't even know what sort of player he is right now. I didn't watch him a lot before. I know he's prolific. I know his stats are good and stuff. But I just don't know what the style of play is going to be. And like all the things we've highlighted tactically with United is so true. And when we see players like Martial dropping like this, that says to me, I don't trust the instruction I've been given. That's why I'm dropping like this. And the fact that he's consistently doing it, it says to me that the manager don't even trust his own instruction that he's given. Because he's not reinforcing it, you know? He's not reinforcing it. I always describe the way we play now is like a team, you know, when you're going 5-a-side or 7-a-side and you just call anyone who's available. You all rock up. You ain't played with each other. That's how we play football right now.
Yeah.
You know, from the front.
Just play your game.
Back, you know. De Gea's just there shouting his head off. Next thing you know, the ball's gone through his hands. He can't shout out no more.
Through his legs.
Maguire's pulling his own man to the floor and then putting it sounds like what? Do you know what I mean? There's no one on the pitch to fear. Everyone's hiding. I'm hearing Bruno Fernandes all got into a madness in the tunnel. That's why he didn't come out. It comes out Bruno Fernandes is the only person
he cares
having authority on the pitch. And he's just walked into the door. Maguire just walked into the door. He got slapped with the captain armband straight away. And now people don't even want the captain to play.
So hear this, you man. Hear this. Again, heard it on Shoot the Defense, their podcast today as well. And I wasn't aware of this stat. So like the Luke Shaw, this is equally as mad that Harry Maguire has been relegated 4 times for 3 different teams.
Yeah. Hull, Sheffield United.
Oh my God.
Let me drink.
Not wrong, you know. The thing is, I believe that.
And there's another stat that he played more games in the Championship than he had done at Premier League level. But this is now the captain of our football club. £80 million we spent on him. Kojo, talk to me. What's your thoughts?
I'm happy you came to me because I had never ever wanted this guy in my club. And this is, you spent 80 million on someone that wasn't even a standout at Leicester.
Yeah,
they don't even miss him.
They don't miss him.
They don't miss him at all. I would have rather brought back Johnny Evans. If I'm going to keep it real, I would have rather brought back Johnny Evans because Johnny Evans has outperformed him. He has straight up. Like, all right, let me calm down. Shit. Your ears, yeah. Like the reason why I didn't want him is because in this era of the obsession of recovery defending, he will suffer the most because right now you have to be obsessed with a defender with pace to make sure you can play that style of football. So he comes in, and my one hope for him is, all right, because you know you're not fast, you're not agile, at least perfect trying to be in the right place at the right time, and knowing how to take on defenders one-on-one. If you can do that, then that compensates for you being slow. It's not a problem. Right now, you look worse than what Per Mertesacker did at Arsenal.
Yeah,
you look worse.
Real talk.
You look worse because I can genuinely think back and think I can say, yeah, he's had some good performances for Arsenal. I can think at best decent performances from Harry Maguire, and I don't count sapping a 25-yarder from Tranmere because You should be doing that. I don't care. So, you know, I mean, this is why I get so annoyed with what we do at the club, because you gradually got worse in your signings. And this one takes the mick because this is quite frankly, your premier signing of a transfer window. And you made him captain, and he's done nothing. He's done absolutely nothing. I guarantee you, Man City have just bought Ruben Diaz.
Yes,
Go and watch him outperforming this season. He went straight into the team at City. Watch him settle and then outperform this guy in the whole season. This is the whole point. So that Tottenham game, when he pulled, you know what? Yeah, when I was younger, when I used to get angry, I used to have like a box in my room next to me so I could just punch it, right? But obviously, I ain't got that box no more. I'm a grown man. But when he, because I put my game on PlayStation, on Sky on PlayStation. When he pulled back Shaw and that ball went in, I grabbed my controller and I dashed it. And I thank God that I dashed it at my bed. I thank God it hit my bed and nowhere else, because I was like, you know what, this guy has to go now, but he's a captain, so they'll never do it. And the discussion is always who to partner Maguire. How about just dropping him? Get him the hell out of here. Because Lindelof stinks, but at least last season, Lindelof wasn't getting beaten on the dribble. Yes, he's crap in the air, but at least he was doing decent. His performance against Crystal Palace stank. But this guy's been stinking ever since he got the armband, which is the day he joined the club. And Bailly, yes, he's injury prone, and that performance against Tottenham stank as well. But at least I can look back and say, you know what, he's had some terrific performances, especially against Chelsea last season.
The thing with Bailly, he just needs a run of games in good form. You know, he's been thrown in against Tottenham, his first major game. Do you know what Mourinho knows all the weaknesses of the Man United team. He knows the ins and outs, and Bailly's been thrown in. I'm not onto Bailly too much, and I still want to see him play. But another thing with Harry Maguire, you know what? Let me even speak in his defense. He's been given the captaincy, and he plays next to Luke Shaw. They're giving him too many things to think about other than his own game. He's someone you don't need to put the light on. He should just be there. You shouldn't even know that he's there, sort of thing. But you know when he got megged, who megged him? Was it Aurier? Who crossed the ball for that goal near post?
I think it was Aurier.
Yeah. So he's running to cover Luke Shaw. He's also pointing Luke Shaw to cover a man that's coming in. Luke Shaw doesn't even have his own brain. Luke Shaw, like playing with PlayStation control, wherever you control him, he's dead. So Luke Shaw just run, he's left the gap. Harry Maguire is also thinking about, they're going to kill me online. Like, I can't believe he plays.
He knows, footballers know, they know.
He plays like he's having life trauma in his brain. Like, you can see that there's too much going on. So they've created this narrative for him. They're giving him the captain's armband. He has to go out and be that vocal person. He couldn't even come out and do the press conference no more. He said
this is it as well. Luke Shaw's coming out.
What are you doing here, bro?
Yeah, Luke Shaw can't talk. Luke Shaw, he can't talk either.
Luke Shaw, I don't know. Do you guys, when he chopped down Lucas Moura?
Yeah.
Do you see the angle when they did it from the front? And you
see Ollie.
I was like, oh. That's the last time. He was like, you know what? Tell us here now. It's enough. It's enough.
Like, enjoy your last game, bro.
Oh, gosh.
You would get FA Cup and Carabao Cup games, bro.
On a real though, Daniel, where was Luke Shaw positionally for that goal? Because my man was, you know what I mean? Harry Maguire did have to go out. Yeah. He shouldn't be in that position. And also the Matic situation. Remember seeing the Matic where the ball got played over the top and Matic was left.
He's the last one covering.
Yeah, running onto them. Yeah, Daniel, what are your thoughts on that?
Honestly, Luke Shaw, just get out, because the thing is, it's not even the first time this has happened. Crystal Palace first game of the season. I know I get onto Lindelof for letting the cross come in, but what's Luke Shaw doing for letting Townsend come in back stick and just having a free run at it? It's not the first time this has happened. Last season against Spurs, I know we all cuss Maguire for letting Bergwijn run through, but it all started from him beating Luke Shaw first. So it's not the first time this has happened, and this is just his defensive game. We haven't I alluded to it earlier. His attacking game is just not there. As you see, 7 assists in 7 years in the Prem is a flipping joke. I don't care about this. But he offers. I keep getting this a lot. He offers positional stability, bruv. He's dead, bruv. What positional stability?
What does that even mean?
That and going forward. So what positional stability?
What does that even mean? What? Because
Wait,
you're playing left back. So that's what? What does that mean? I don't understand.
No, because you know what it was.
Let me speak on Luke Shaw's behalf. Yeah, two things. The times I've seen him play well is when he plays in that left-sided three at the back.
Three, yeah.
And the reason that is,
yeah.
the reason that is, I don't think he's a high IQ player. So you take away the options of what he can do. He hasn't got to go too far up. All he's got to do is cover his area. And in the left back area, one thing I'll come to his defense as well. He's not getting no help from Rashford like that.
Yeah.
You know, how many times you see Rashford track all the way back and block across and it goes out for a corner? You know, Ollie's sort of left him out to dry. Even Wan-Bissaka has left him out to dry in a bit because Greenwood ain't doing up and down.
He's got a striker's mind. He ain't gonna be doing that.
He ain't doing up and down. So what Ollie's doing now, you're playing almost 4-2-4 because Bruno, he's here, there, and everywhere. Bruno does what he likes, innit? When he came to the club, Ollie just said, do what you was doing at Sporting. So Bruno said, okay, that's what I was doing. I do what I like. You know what I mean?
I see Bruno, the highest one pressing at times.
Yeah,
it's mad.
The highest pressing, you know. So we're not even playing 4-2-3-1. We're playing 4-2-4. And then relying on Pogba and Matic to cover. That's why Matic is running into the channel. Matic, one of our slowest players between him and Maguire, he's tracking down. Who was it? Son.
Son. It was Son. Yeah, Son that was running.
Have a bad touch.
God,
yeah.
Imagine Matic and Son in a foot race.
A foot race.
Son who's fast with the ball anyway. You saw that goal he scored against Burnley. You want Matic to be tracking him back. We could talk about the players all day, but guys, come on, it comes down to the structure and the management of the club, man.
But even that, as you said, when Ollie first came in, we saw Pogba. What he was saying about Pogba, I want to build the team around Pogba. I want to give him the license. He was scoring goals for fun. So all of a sudden, why has he made him go back into DM? It's true. That's why I kind of have to go, you know what, cool. That's on the management. That's the structure that they.
And you know what as well?
You've literally gone against everything that was going right for you when you first came in.
And let's remember the start of last season, he had the opportunity to play Pogba in a way where he can play him further forward, and he still decided not to. He was still playing Pogba in this defensive position, even before he got injured. It's like Ollie just doesn't want to. I don't know what the issue is with him playing Pogba, because Pogba, look, he's one of my favorite players, but he is a liability defensively, man. Like, I get scared when he's picking the ball up on this, on this, the halfway line and all. He makes me nervous. I ain't gonna lie, certain times, you know what I'm saying? But give him the ball further up. My man can chop a man. He can put it on his left foot and whip it far post. He can do everything. You know what I'm saying? We are not playing Pogba in his right position for him to be effective for the football team.
But it's just basic. It's just.
You guys have played, your coaches, you understand. We all have pros and cons. We all have, strengths and weaknesses. Play to people's strengths. Why are you gonna go and play to a man's weakness?
Do you know why? Do you know why it is though? He's playing our best player in our weakest position. Because anyone else you put in there,
it will do a worse job. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you've had to sacrifice
what he's good at. Yeah.
Exactly. You've had to sacrifice your talent for that. But even though, again, with a better manager, you get better out the players. Remember when Pogba weren't playing and it was Fred and McTominay in? Sometimes you need to put more responsibility on your weaker players to bring their level up instead of bringing your top players level down to compensate for them. And if they're not good enough, if you're conceding, that's how it's going to have to be. Really and truly, in this squad, if we're being so honest, if Cavani comes in and he's the striker that Cavani is, Martial should be playing on the left wing.
On the left.
Rashford's got to go out to the right. I know Martial don't like doing that. I don't want him there either, but he is the best for that position. Because you see how you can go past man for fun. I don't remember the last time Rashford went past someone, without having space. When was the last time Rashford went past someone?
It's like he's turned into a better Daniel James.
Exactly.
To a certain extent.
Even with Dan James is more effective from the left as well. But you're compensating for Rashford because Rashford will score a blinder 1 in every 8 games.
And that's why he's there.
Dan James, he can't play right wing. Like, he can't play right wing.
Can't do it, man.
It comes out Ollie's just scared to upset anyone apart from playing Pogba out of position. No one else plays out of position out of
That's not
the
the best
position they
player.
want to play
Mhm.
other than Paul,
Yeah, real talk.
How about you play Bruno Fernandes? You drop Bruno Fernandes and see how disciplined he stays for how long?
Well,
You
you know
know?
what I was thinking, Kojo. Let me know what your thoughts on this. I personally would want to see, because you've seen Frank tinker with the personnel and the formation to try and see how he can fit in these players and get the best out of Werner or Havertz or whatever. I would like to see Ollie do something like that, because personally, we've got Donny van der Beek that's come in and he's just warming the bench, coming on in the 90th minute against Brighton and all of that. Now, I get a midfield three of Donny, Bruno, and Pogba probably doesn't work. So why can't we then try and find a system to try and accommodate all of them? Like, even just try it. Do you know what I'm saying?
You know, funny enough, I don't even feel like that could work.
Do you think
But
it
I think it
could?
works.
But
I
under
think
a
it could
better
work.
coach. Under a better coach.
Yep.
This is the thing. Donny van der Beek has shown in his couple appearances and his short self appearances in the Prem that he can link up play deep
Yeah.
and in front of goal.
Yeah.
He's proven that. So if you're so desperate to play the ball out from the back, because that's why I feel like Pogba's there, because he's got the passing range as well, better than anybody else in the club. So you're begging for him to come and bring the ball out. But everyone knows that when you've got a player in the DM position that can play passes like that, it's not always as simple as they get the ball, turn around, then just go forward and find someone.
Yeah.
You tend to have someone come and drop a little bit deeper, connect with them, and then you move forward. Either that be from the wings or from the middle with the pitch with you. So Matic can't do that. McTominay can't do that. Fred can't do that. But you sign someone that definitely can, and you're not attempting it. I'm not saying try it every game. I understand it could be reckless. There are three players that are so creative. Pogba's better going forward than he is going backwards. Same for Donny van der Beek. Bruno, to be fair, Bruno for Portugal does play deeper and he does excel. So why haven't you looked at that as an option also?
He tried.
And he doesn't even lose the ball when he plays deeper for Portugal. So he's actually quite effective with that. And defensively, because he does read the game quite well, he's quite effective with it, even though he does play with another defensive player.
Energy as well.
Yeah, and he's
got energy. Yeah, he can cover ground.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So why not try to attempt these things? But this is what happens when you have someone that's clueless. Like, you know, when people ask me, but when people say, you're a coach as well, like you just alluded to, and I'm like, bro, listen, I'm not even near Premier League level. I'm not trying to say I'm gonna be next in line for the Swansea City job. I ain't near that level yet, and I'm trying to get to that level. But if I can see it, the fans can see it, and there's proof in the pudding, then he should be able to see that himself. Yeah. You're training with these guys every single day, and you go on about the team scouting these players for months. So you've watched these guys and you've seen them in different situations, and you're telling me you can't get them to try and adapt to a different style of play or in a different position within the midfield. It's very, very scary. So
very scary.
I would try something different, but you know,
worried.
You know, I mean, certain man don't want to do that. So, you know, me personally.
So where do we go from here then, people? Where do we go from here? Because Cavani's now got the number 7 shirt. So I'm a bit confused about that. That rings some sort of alarm bells in my head as well about Cavani getting number 7 shirt.
I don't care about the number 7 shirt anymore, you know.
Yeah, just relegated now, innit?
They've ruined it, so what's the point?
Just dash it away. Like, where do we go from here? Do you think Ollie's gonna get, because our next games, is what? Newcastle, PSG, I think it's Chelsea or Arsenal, and then RB Leipzig, and then Chelsea, Arsenal. I can't remember which way around it is. And then we go to Everton. That's our next run of games after the international break. Me personally,
that could make or break.
There's been a few people that have said, look, we've lost games to, Newcastle 5 in the past, Man City 6 and all of that stuff, Southampton 6-3. But I'm like, for me, this is not a game in isolation. This is the 3rd Premier League game in a row that we've played crap. And even in the Carabao Cup games, we have played crap. So going forward, there's nothing that says to me that we can come out of that run of games in a better form than we've been in now. Do you know what I'm saying? So Daniel, where do you think we go from here? Does Ollie stay in his job after that? Do we get Pochettino? And where do you think we go from here, man?
I mean, I'm still reading today that Pochettino is still like holding out. He's got some of his representatives to talk to some of the United staff about holding off to get this job. But Poch aside, bro, it could get long for Ollie, because you know what our fan base is like. You lose a couple of games, you lose them badly like we did against Tottenham. the noise gets louder. This could be make or break for Oli in these next couple of months. I'm not saying I want him to get sacked. I want him to do well. He showed he's capable of getting us to a certain point in terms of getting us to top 4. But is he the man to get us to Premier League titles? I don't think he is. But honestly, it could get really bad for Oli if we just lose our next few games and lose it in a manner that we did against Tottenham. Because it's like you said, it's not. People are saying, "Oh, you're overreacting. It's just one game," but it's not one. It's not just one game.
It's not.
Ever since around the Sevilla game when we got knocked out, it was a run up of games. Like yes against Chelsea, like you said earlier. He sacrificed it to get top 4, but after that, you could just see a worrying trend where
even in that game though, you're still meant to play better with the players that you had on the pitch. You should still play better.
Yeah.
You know,
it just looked like he was just hoping. It's kind of like he's just hoping. Oh, I hope that Bruno can just pull something out the bag. I hope Rashford can just pull one in the top corner. I hope Martial can just curl one in the corner. I hope Greenwood can just smash one on the edge of the box and we'll be all right today. It looks like he's just hoping on that. It just feels that the structure that it looked like we first had when Oli came in, where it was like press from the front, get attack every time we get the ball quickly. Pogba, you just roam in and around the box, just get in the box and try and get on in the areas where you're most dangerous to score goals. Because that's another thing we were saying earlier. We're playing Bruno in the number 10, but as a coach, personally, as a coach myself, if I'm looking at all of our midfielders, I'm looking at it thinking, who's capable of causing the most damage out of all of our midfielders? And Pogba's the answer by a clear country mile. He can spray it. He can spray it right foot, left foot. You saw against Tottenham last season when he came off the bench. He goes into the box. He's built like a physical presence, but he can dribble like a winger. He can take players on. He can shoot both right foot, left foot. He can get in the box and score headers. Why are you sacrificing that and telling him, oh, yeah, just stay in front of the back 4? Why would you do that? So, honestly, if Oli doesn't buck up his ideas right now, soon, it could get really, really long for him.
Do you know what's saving him right now, the fact that fans are not in the stadium.
Yeah.
Because imagine fans are in the stadium. Oh my! After all the match reactions and stuff like that, the fact fans are not in the stadium right now is having a big effect on Oli because he's already feeling the pressure anyway.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't even know how to sum it up. Like we could talk about the system, we could talk about the lack of coaching all of this time as well. One thing we've got to remember, they've brought players in, but things don't just click overnight. You know what I mean? You can bring Kante from France and play him next to Pogba in a different team, a different setup. It's not automatically going to work. So people talk about like, can Van der Beek, Bruno and Pogba play in a team? Yes, they can if they're coached well. If everyone knows their job.
Before that.
You know, we can play this formation that we're playing now if we're coached better, even though it's not the formation that I think we should be playing. So it's a bit long. It is going to get long for Oli. But my only fear is, how bad does it have to get before we make a change? Because come Christmas, if we're hovering above relegation, bottom half of the table, that is very hard to recover the season, whether you bring Poch in or whatnot. And you got to remember as well, these players, I don't think they hate Oli. You know, some of them you could argue they hate Mourinho.
And yeah, that's true.
Like he's got enough personal relationships with them. So it's not going to be like, oh yes, finally Oli's gone. It's going to be like another one. Yeah. And then we have to start a whole process again and then get to know a new manager, a new regime. Do you know? It's long. It's long.
That's what my next point and question was going to be to you, Kojo, is that, yes, we can all be unanimous in that we don't feel that Oli is the right man for the job. But as I said in the beginning, we're seeing this cycle play out. That's played out time and time again. So we then go and sack Oli now, and then we go to Pochettino. We're going to have to start again. It's new players in. We have to then go and get players out. How long does Pochettino get? And then is he going to be backed? Is he going to fall into the same trap that Jose Mourinho fell into, LVG, and now Oli?
I feel like the reason why we don't know how to do this kind of thing is because we had Sir Ferguson for 25 plus years. And apart from the first maybe 2 or 3 years where he was struggling, he didn't need to be sacked because he was bringing everything into the club, success, right? So it was a blessing, obviously, because we enjoyed under him, but also a curse because now you don't know how to deal with change, because going from Sir Ferguson to Moyes is a very big change. You've gone from a serial winner to man that was winning with
Makes no
Rezinski and games,
sense.
but that's about it. You know what I mean? He
No.
didn't win trophies as a player. He didn't win trophies as a manager. So
Manager,
basically,
yeah, it
you
makes
brought in someone that's never had a medal around his neck. Maybe apart from when he was a kid doing 100 meters in school.
Participation medal, participation.
Exactly, you know no ones. So like he's so you brought in someone that was special to someone that's not special because Cyrus Ferguson was winning European trophies with Aberdeen against Real Madrid.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's levels. But ever since then, you try to bring in winners, but you don't match the philosophy, so it's different. And Van Gaal had an interview with BBC Sport where he said they didn't even ask him about what style he wants to play. They just hired him, and he was like,
Wow.
"What the hell? Like, what's going on?" In that same interview, BBC, he also said that he didn't want Di Maria.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So I was like, "You didn't request him." Of course, it was.
Bro, I need to find
it was,
this interview, where?
Yeah, just Google it, man. He was calm with him, obviously coming in. He didn't complain. Like the player coming in is not a problem, but he was like, "I didn't ask for this player," so that's a problem. But that's what these guys have been doing. They've been bringing in players that they think would work.
I don't believe a Pogba was a Jose Mourinho signing. I can't
wasn't.
see Pogba, Jose Mourinho wanting Pogba.
Adverts,
from
commercials.
what Stel told me, it was done already, and then they told him Pogba's going to be our player.
Yeah.
So as you come in, that player's come in, he's following you, but that's not your signing because you didn't have any part in the negotiation. You didn't ask for. So even though, again, I'm not going to complain about that because I love Pogba. I was happy that Pogba came back. I was even delighted. But again, if the manager doesn't ask,
it's not the way it should be.
Exactly. If the manager doesn't ask for the player, why are you trying to bring him in? You have to make sure that the players you bring in matches the player. So the thing about Pochettino is, I think if Pochettino came into this team, because his track record at going to Southampton mid-season, going to Tottenham mid-season, and working with the players he has and getting results is good. And then obviously he was able to bring in some players. Obviously, some of these signings were absolute duds.
Yeah.
But that happens with every manager, so that's cool. I can understand that. So if he comes in, I think he would be able to get a lot more out of the players that he has here.
Yeah.
But then what United can't fall into a trap of is letting him come in, and then when he gets you great results, and then he needs to be back in the crucial moments, not doing it again. They're not learning from their own they're not learning from their own problems and their own mistakes. They keep doing the same thing for each manager. And I got to a point where I stopped blaming the managers just because I'm like, well, yes, on the pitch, I can look at you and say, what the hell are you doing? But at the end of the day, you must be hella frustrated when you need to improve your team and they keep telling you no.
Yeah.
So if Poch comes in, I think he would do very well with the team that he has in front of him. But he's also going to look at that defense and say, I need better players because Lindelof, Bailly, Maguire were not on the level of the Vertonghen and Odvero that he had when they were playing well.
Yeah.
Luke Shaw has never been on the level of Danny Rose when he was playing well. And Wan-Bissaka,
Walker.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't think he ever will be on the same level as Kyle Walker. Because as Daniel said, if that guy was a right winger, I believe that to be an utter lie. Even though I've seen video evidence, that must be like a stunt double or something. That's just nonsense. I don't know what kind of player that is. So if I would love Poch to come in. He's the only other manager that I would actually accept in, because I hear Nagelsmann and that, but them man are only plan A managers. And they're the kind of managers like Ten Hag who go against a team that play a different style. That's not always attack to attack. They lose and they say, oh, that's not how you should play football. No, that's how you win games.
Yeah.
Pochettino, when he didn't have Harry Kane, he changed his style and brought in flipping Llorente, and he was still getting results.
So 1-0 Llorente had
exactly, because even when his team weren't doing well, they were still managing to get results here and there. So I can live with that. So bringing him in would make sense, but if they're gonna bring him in, I can't stress enough. This is the last time I will scream it. You must back him, and if you don't back him, you might as well just sack him because you're wasting his time.
So Robert, just moving on to that, like what he said, he has to be backed if he comes in. Ed Woodward, Matt Judge, can we see that happening? Because we seem to be clueless. You hear Evra talking about that. People are contacting him saying, tell Matt Judge to answer his phone, and that we're sending in lawyers to go and do deals and all that madness there. What happened? This is what I'm saying. Where do we go from here? Because if we bring in Pochettino, we're still going to see the same nonsense, right?
It's such a shame, because I don't even want to know Matt Judge's name. Like, it's not relevant to me.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know the Matt Judge of any other football club. So why is my football club the one we all know Matt Judge? You know, like just deep. What is going on? What is happening, guys? I really can't believe it. It must be 2020 that's getting to their head as well. That Matt Judge is now front and center. I don't know what happens. And even looking at the transfers that we brought in these two young guys. Yeah. Are they better than Chong and Angel Gomez? You know, what? Like I don't know.
Probably better than Chong. I don't rate Chong at all. Angel Gomez was a different type of player, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
So we're bringing in. First of all, Ollie wants to promote youth. That's what we're saying. We want to promote youth from our youth setup. So we ain't got no good players in our youth setup compared to the
around
two,
them ages,
18-year-olds that we brought in.
Pelistri is 18 years old.
Yeah. So what's happening there? That's another question. What was even my train of thought? Are they gonna back the manager? To be honest, I haven't got a clue. I really don't have a clue. Like, I don't know what their angle is. Like, I don't know if they're happy with us being the top 4 side. Like, I don't think they care about us winning titles. I think they care about top 4, because when you see the drop off from top 4, that's when, you know what I mean? But even if they're smart, they would know if we win titles, there'll be more money for you, my guy.
Is
go and win the title, you know. But it's gonna require
they got to put money in first.
investment, you know. And I don't think that's what they're on. Poch coming in, you said he's got a good track record coming in mid-season.
So so when he went to Southampton, the players that he had to work with, he got some decent results out of them. And at Tottenham, he managed to settle the ship a little bit, get things going, and then obviously when necessary, he went Dele Alli and all them man there, and they eventually, so he's got a good record doing it.
Another thing, remember when Solskjaer said you'll be surprised at the caliber of players that want to come to Man United?
Oh, God, man.
You know what?
Don't say things, man.
Agents calling him and that. Where are they now?
Bro, these two kids, yeah.
But then is it really like maybe Solskjaer was telling the truth, and that these men just don't want to put up the money or can't get the deals done?
Either that, or the agents calling him saying, "Yo, my player wants to leave, so if you're on it, you know, I beg you take him."
You know, like, does Man United have a pool? Because you know what's just crazy for me? For me, I would always give the excuse if we didn't get a transfers because we're not in Champions League. We're in the Champions League this year.
Yeah, there's no excuse.
These football players must know what's going on. Trust me, I'm seeing Tammy Abraham and Sancho linking up, going to the party before England. They must be there thinking, boy, Man United got slapped 6-1. Like, they must talk. You know? These players must talk. Like, who wants to come to Man United right now? You know?
But this is it now.
He's happy to be here because he's on the come up. He's young. Bruno, there's a reason. One thing I've heard from other people, like in conversations I've been having, there's a reason why the Real Madrids and these didn't go for him. You know, so we managed to be taking what people don't want. But I can't imagine United going into a head-to-head battle to buy a player without doing a Sanchez and making him the most paid player everywhere. You know, I can't imagine them going into a battle and players wanting to come to United. Right now, I look at Everton, Man United and Everton going up against a battle. I look at that and be like, Everton's looking nice, you know?
You look combined 11, it's tight.
Yeah, it's
very
looking nice.
tight.
It's looking nice. And it's very tricky. And even coming back to our starting 11, before we move on quick, one thing that's very worrying is the drop-off in quality in one substitution. Like, our subs bench, none of our subs bench makes our team better. In a way.
No.
City,
real talk.
Mahrez will come off, Bernardo Silva will come on. You know, there's no, you know,
the quality's
not there.
Liverpool, Keita will come off, Thiago will come on. You know, but United, what? Martial will come off, Igalo will come on.
Just forfeit the game, man.
But now we've got Cavani. And we've got Donny van der Beek. So this is where we then start to improve the squad a little. But then we need more, isn't it? We needed the Sancho, because then the Sancho could have come, and then that means you've got Sancho, Greenwood, Martial, Rashford. That can then rotate. You know what I'm saying? That can then rotate. And it because as we spoke about earlier, when it's Europa League, we can get away with playing those dead teams and playing
Daniel
our
James,
second team and
Fred.
getting a
Do
result.
that.
Champions League is a different animal. And this is why everyone was asking me where we're going to finish this season and all of that. And I was saying, let me wait to the end of the window. You know what I'm saying? Because at the moment I'm gassed because we finished third and I'm thinking, yeah, we got a good first 11 and that, but let me wait and see. With Champions League now, we're going to be in the Europa League very, very quickly, ladies and gents. Not even ladies, all the gents there. But man, I don't know, man. I'm in the gutter, boys. I'm in the gutter. I'm in a bad way. I'm in a bad way because I don't see no light at the end of this tunnel right now.
I don't see it, fam.
Do you know what I'm saying? I don't see where we go from here. That's what I was asking you. Like, where do we go from? If we go and get Pochettino, and then because where I'm talking about light, I'm talking about Premier League titles. You know, I was speaking to one of my boys. Yeah, I was speaking to one of my boys, and he said that his boys have got him on tape saying, as if Manchester United would go 10 years without winning a league title. As if. That's what he was saying. We're close to it now, boys.
Very
Got 2 years left, bro.
Very close.
We're
and
close
I don't
to
see
it.
that changing in the next 2 years either.
Nope. You know, Spurs transfer window. They needed a DM, they go and get Højbjerg. They needed a right and left back, they go and sort that out in Doherty and Reguilon. And they needed a striker, and they got the striker in now. Arsenal have been crying out for years for that powerful centre mid. They've gone and got Partey over the line. 45 mil was it, guys? Yeah, mad.
Yeah, Chelsea.
And they needed a centre back. They got a centre back. Chelsea have just bought up the place anyway. They just added some. But when we talk about depth in squad and the player coming off and the player coming on, Chelsea, they're fine. Liverpool already way ahead of us. They've gone and added Jota and Thiago. And Man City, they need centre backs. They're gonna spend X amount of money, brought in 2 centre backs. Man United needed needed positions filled, and we ain't filled those positions, man. I just don't see where we go from here, man. I really don't.
It's gonna be a long season, boys. I just tell you that. Get yourself comfortable. Just get yourself comfortable in disappointment. Because you know me right now, I've become familiar with disappointment, so it don't even hurt me too much no more. The expectation, we went into the Spurs game thinking we were going to lose.
Yeah, I thought we was going to, I didn't think we was going to get slapped like that though.
I said 3-0. I said 3-0 loss.
See, I had Spurs fans saying 3-0 and I was like, yeah, let me bookmark that tweet. I was like, I see you, man. I was like, I see you. I thought we would lose, but not 3-0. I said, nah, surely not. Do you know what I mean? 3-0. Let Jose come and do that to us. That was that hurt me, man. That hurt me.
I don't know about you, man.
Went to Oddy at the end.
I don't know about you, man, but to avoid disappointment in games now, I always watch a Man United game with a plate of jollof rice. If I'm gonna hurt, I need to hurt with joy.
With some good food.
Ease the pain. When it goes down, nothing. It feels good, man. So
my bridging goes to me. I've unfollowed United on all social platforms and I've deleted the app. I'm done with them. I ain't buying nothing. He said I'm done. He said I'm disgusted. This club is, and he's leaving me 7-minute voice notes. This is how hurt he is right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is what he's resulting to. And I'm like, you know what? I feel you know, like I don't even want to interact with this club no more. I support the players. I support the players, and as much as I don't rate Ollie, man, support Ollie as well because he's doing a job under difficult circumstances. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're, as we was talking about, an employee and your employer is just making life for you even harder, you're gonna make mistakes as well, and that's what I see him making mistakes on the pitch in his coaching. Where would you rate our window then if we was to finish up? Rate our window. Daniel, what would you rate our window out of 10?
4. 4. We needed a DM, didn't get it. Centre back didn't get it. Sancho, I even thought we'd get, even if we didn't get Sancho, I thought we would end up with an alternative like a Dembele or a Sarr. We didn't even do that.
Yeah.
Cavani, we sold Lukaku. We freed up the number 7 for Sanchez to end up giving it to a 33-year-old in Cavani. Dead. 4. The 4 is because we got Van der Beek and Tellers. They both get 2. 4.
Kojo?
I'm giving it 5 because I needed the 2. Cavani needs the extra 1. That's about it, really. Yeah, it's a 5. There's a stinker, man. It's a stinker. But this club stinks. So what do you expect?
Yeah.
Do you know why I'm giving this window a 3 out of 10? Yeah, and no disrespect to the players that we've come in.
Yes.
I'll tell you why.
I was generous,
Because
fam.
our centre backs are shocking, and Chris Smalling has also gone out.
Yeah.
Don't forget about the players that have gone out. Angel
Yeah.
Gomez released on a free.
Yeah.
Chong,
That
wherever
hurt.
you
That
stand
hurt
with him,
me.
he's
You
not
know,
there.
Angel Gomez hurt me.
Dallo is gone out. Dallo just needs coaching. That's it.
Dallo hurts me just based on the fact that Timothy Fosu-Mensah is still here.
Fosu-Mensah is playing ahead of Dallo.
Yeah.
We got to give it a free. Don't forget about the outgoings as well. When you assess it, other clubs have brought players in, but they've also got players out. Look at Loftus-Cheek. Frank Lampard's golden boy. He's gone.
You're not doing it. Go.
You see? You bring the right people in, and then you can get rid of people that just ain't cutting it. This window's been a 3 out of 10. And another reason why it's a 3 out of 10.
They got solid 20.
Yeah, another reason why it's a 3 out of 10, because of the timing of everything. Yes. You're telling me Cavani couldn't have been wrapped up weeks ago. He
was free from even January.
Free. Don't tell me that outside
He's been free. Tellez, why is it taking you so long? Why are you rushing to do deadline day signings for players that don't even merit their deadline day?
Daniel James got the same amount, and that got done quick. But Tellez, it took this long. No, get out.
Sorry, guys. 3 out of 10 this transfer window.
I agree. Yeah. I agree.
And I'll agree as well. And the reason being is because we've signed Cavani, Tellez, who I do believe, I agree, they will improve us and help us in our quest to be better. But I can't even get excited over it. I'll be honest with you.
Underwhelming, man.
I woke up this morning and I was just like, Cavani, Tellez, and that's what Manchester United have done to me now. That I can't even be excited about decent signings that we actually have made. Donny van der Beek and Tellez, 50 mil. That's actually good business between the two of them.
Yeah.
That's good business. But that gets overshadowed by all of the dark cloud that surrounds us at the moment. And again, that's why I'll give it a 3 out of 10 because of what they've done to us. These deals should have been done ages ago.
Man.
We should have started the season with Cavani if that's what we're gonna do. We should have started the season with a right winger. This whole saga, we've become a laughing stock. We're embarrassing now. We're embarrassing. Jadon Sancho, everybody knows our business. Whereas these other clubs are doing their deals, bang, 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 bang. Don't even know about certain links. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'll give it a 3 out of 10 as well.
Do you know how underwhelmed I am by this transfer window? I ain't even gone to YouTube to watch the best bits. I ain't even gone to YouTube to watch Cavani's best goals or assists, Tellers. I ain't even done that. That's how uninterested I am, man.
Usually you just go and hype yourself up a little bit, innit? And just go on YouTube and be like, yeah, remember that?
He's actually all right,
no, I haven't done that this time around, so boy.
Kojo, do you want to add anything extra before we lock off?
Firstly, the women's football team are outselling the men in shirt sales, and they've only been around 2 years.
Serious things.
Huh?
Oh yeah. Tobin Heath and Christensen, whatever her name is, Press. Heath and Press, they're outselling their shirts alone are outselling the men's team. Okay. That's number one. And number two, in order to save this club, I've run out of options, so this is my final plea. Whatever religion you are, or even if you're atheist, I beg you just get on your knees tonight and pray. I don't know what kind of prayer you want to deliver, but just pray that God helps us, and if Jesus can go into the body of Martial for a season and make him slap 50 for a year, I'll be good.
Yeah, man. I really want Martial to, and this is another thing why this affects as well, because now this season is gonna go like this. Our players like your Martials are just naturally gonna have a poor season. That's what's gonna happen. And now I wanted him to kick on from last year, shut all of them haters up, and get some goals, man. And he's just not gonna do it this year under this current setup, man. This is bad, boys, man. It's bad.
We're in a bad way still. We are.
Daniel, it's just the beginning.
Yeah, I know.
Don't laugh and cry, fam. Honestly, fam. You just have to laugh.
All right, then, boys. Let them know again where they can find you, man, before we sign out. Daniel, hit them up.
Yeah, Daniel Agoon on pretty much everything. I'll be on there. Football, Twitter. yeah, man.
Daniel will be on there ranting, boy. After the game, he'll give you his rant. Kojo, where can they find you, my man?
You can find me on my podcast, Free Midfield. That's on all the audio places and on YouTube as well, Free Midfield Podcast, as well as FS Uncut on YouTube and Twitter as well. And two more, all for United as well, which is a main United football page. So I'm on there as well on YouTube.
Wicked. And Mr. Robert Bruce.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rob Bruce K, ROBBRUCEK. Capital Extra, Monday to Thursday, 7 till 10, Saturday, 4 till 7 p.m. And I pop up here and there on YouTube as well, man. So yeah, you can find me all over there.
Is that 7 till 10 morning or evening?
PM, evening, sir. Capital Extra in the evening, PM. Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I don't usually listen to radio, but I'm gonna listen now.
Yeah,
Okay,
man.
then, cool.
Rob's
Thank
out
you,
here. Rob's out here getting them exclusive interviews with Nines and all of that. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
man.
It's funny because I've only just connected up with Rob recently, but it was funny because I was on Saturday driving somewhere, listening to him talking to Nines, and then the next was it the Monday I ended up connecting with him, which was
we had a
just on a
connection.
random one. So
Crazy.
yeah, man. And obviously I know Daniel from Twitter and Kojo from being on Shoot the Defense. So I'm loving this journey that I'm on. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just meeting a whole load of new people. So yeah, man, big up to all of you guys. I'm gonna throw the links in the description. The link will be up on the screen as well to their social media. And I'm Semps, part of Use TV Official. I'm a Man United fan, so I wanted to get some more Man United content on my channel. It's hard, but we done it. So anyway, thank you guys for coming on. Everybody, if you're watching, listening, share about with your people. Hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, we are out. Peace.